She gets out of the car. She doesn't even like go 2 feet from the car. She says, "This is the house. This is the only house I'll take. This is the house I want. I love this house." Gets in the car and drives away. And I'm standing there with him. He goes, "I want $40,000 a month for 5 months with $40,000 in escrow."
Oh boy.
Okay. I mean, what she just wrote the check right there. And they were so angry when they heard what happened, but I just gave them the money.
Wow.
Yeah. The movie.
Hey, Joyce.
Hello, Joyce.
Sorry, I could tell stories
Hi,
about
Irina.
I could do stories about the movies or ask the oracles. It's everybody's choice.
It's funny. It's funny. You said a story. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago about a movie, a One-Eyed Something, and I ended up watching it, and I had the best time.
That bad movie that was so good because it was bad.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. It's not a bad movie when you go.
Yeah, when you know what's going in, right?
Well, they went. Those guys went on to such great stuff, right? It was fun to see them young.
I found it absolutely funny. I had enjoyed it. And
yeah, the search for One-Eyed Johnny.
Johnny, yeah, that's it. And then
Sam Rockwell taking.
My homework this week will be to watch The Money Pit and just think of you.
Oh, you have to watch it. The Money Pit's really good.
Tom Hanks was a really nice guy to work with. What was the name of that amazing dancer who unfortunately died of alcoholism? Speaking of 12-ounce curls.
What do you mean?
He's blonde. He's beautiful, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you'll see. Mountain is in there. The rock group Mountain, dressed in skirts, ballet costume. It's a very strange movie.
Wow. I don't think they make movies like that anymore. That just go.
It was Shelley Long.
There's a lot of bad movies now.
And when that movie came out, it didn't do well, but now it's a classic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hi everybody. It's getting time, Jeff, Monte, and Amy. It's 12:30.
This is Lauren, the producer.
Everyone, we missed you.
Hey, we're filling up the screen, but we're ready with other screens this week.
That's right. We're almost filled up. We're at 23, so we're getting there fast.
So we want to formally mute everybody and start.
I'm going to mute everybody, and then I will unmute Jeff.
I can't believe you watched the search for One-Eyed.
But you may want to mention that if you have a question for the show, please drop it into the chat. Just be prepared that whatever question you ask it's okay for everyone to hear it. We're only doing public questions, and please no politics and no health related questions.
But it could be a general philosophical question too, or a personal question for you.
Right.
Right, as long as you're willing to let everybody hear the question and the answer.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's what we feed off of.
Right, we're psychic vampires.
All right, so everyone's going to mute.
Thank you, Clarice.
Okay.
Okay, I am unmuted, and welcome. This is Ask the Oracles. I'm Jeff Pulver. I'd like to welcome you here today with my hosts, Amy Zerner, Monte Farber, and today we are grateful to have you back. And first, I'll just check in with Monte and Amy and ask you, how are you doing? How have you been?
I'm feeling very grateful.
Amy had a big show of her art that's up in Southampton for the next couple of weekends.
And it's sort of like giving birth a little bit. You prepare all the work, then you got to schlep it to the gallery. I mean, luckily I married Monte and he's used to schlepping. Then you put it up, you have to light it. Then you wonder who's going to come. And Joyce, thanks for coming. We had a really nice turnout considering the circumstances we're all living in, and everyone had masks, and it was a big, beautiful space.
And it was
Jeff and Lauren came, and Harry. And I was just so happy because I'm showing with a very dear friend of mine, Audrey Flack, who's quite a well-known artist. And the theme is goddesses. And I think art is so important to feed your soul. And maybe more of us are becoming aware of that. We're always aware of that. My whole studio is filled with my tapestries. Our house is filled with all my family art because my grandfather was an artist, my mother was an artist, my sister was an artist, and my best friends are all artists. And when we look around, it's like the colors and the images that we pick are essential. They're like vitamins. And I got so many compliments.
Yes,
I don't know. So I'm feeling very grateful for art and for my gifts and for my husband and for my friends. And thank you to our gallery owners who believe in my work.
That's true. How do you make the other screen go on, Jeffrey Otek? That's my first Ask the Oracle question. Or if they don't go on, they don't go on.
I don't. We should probably try that off show. I mean, to move the other people that you have onto the other screens.
Ah,
I don't know. You
so genius.
probably can do it. I don't, how you do it, I'm not sure. And Monte, what's in your hands over there, Amy?
These are little reminders oracles. One's about love and one's about the law of attraction. Segueing from the art, they're all filled with my art and Monte's words, and we're going to kind of read messages from those today. These oracles, they trigger your psychic intuitions, and
Yeah.
I know, Jeff, you kind of just riff yourself. Sometimes you use our cards, and we like to demonstrate how the card is just like a focal point.
Right. And it helps trigger, and then the harder part, I think, is just letting yourself be open and not holding back and not being a filter on what's being said, but being just a transport.
Yes, if you start to question, it inhibits the flow. And I think the practice makes perfect. The more you do it, the more you trust it.
Yes. So Monte, what were your thoughts at the show on Saturday night when you were there? What were you feeling?
I was feeling very happy for Amy because it was a great turnout. There were actually a lot of gallery owners, including big gallery owners from New York City that came. And I love seeing her work up because, you see one piece at a time, but to see it, it's a very big room.
People always ask me the same question. How long did it take you to make?
Her gallery owner asked her that this
I
week.
was like,
Really?
I don't know. You go into a trance, and it's like, I think people are taken back that it's so much work goes into it, but that's what I love to do. So I really don't count the hours.
Right.
So it's almost like a lifetime of infinity where it's there and you just pull from it and you create,
Yes,
and it
absolutely.
flows.
And past lifetimes too.
Well, also astrologically, it was the planet Saturn was moving. Actually, Pluto's getting ready, and Saturn had just gone direct. If everybody feels a little different now and a little, it's like being on a train that's been going one direction, then it turns around, and it doesn't turn around, it just goes backwards. So if you're in the dining car, you got to be really careful with your water and your wine and your food. So if people feel a little discombobulated now, it's because the planets Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter have turned direct over the last few weeks.
That's why we have to find really good ways to ground ourselves, to have clarity, to take care of ourselves, because how much more discombobulated can we get?
Really?
And we also were grateful for the attention that the show's getting. We were front page news in the East Hampton Star, so that was wonderful to see. And also, friends of Amy wrote us about in her monthly, I believe, journal.
In the Curious Times, right?
In the Curious Times, and it's just wonderful to see the attention that Ask the Oracles is getting as a show. And of course, I'm very happy that your art is being seen and being discovered by more people every day.
I had a funny moment with Lauren because you guys came to the show, and she said, "I've never met you in person." I said, "What?"
Yeah,
because we see each other every week here. So I thought that was like very telling that how real it is to connect to people this way, and I think it gives a lot of solace for these times when we can't congregate so much in person, but it is like in person.
Well, and plus, I have to say this: we really missed the show last Monday. I mean, it was a solemn holiday, but still, we missed doing this because this is how we talk to people now, right?
It's how we talk to spirits and how we talk to people.
Well, one of the consequences of the whole lockdown experience is this awareness that we have a technology out there that we can connect soul to soul, heart to heart, that we have the ability. It's not like this wasn't working a year ago, but because of the shift in how we're living, these technologies have much more meaning. And I like to believe that more and more people are understanding the power of the moment, and that we're able to come together as one and communicate as a community and be open to asking questions and be open to receiving what's being said, that helps evolve us and open us up for more, if you will, interpersonal communications and connectivity at a very high level. And so this, while the technology existed before, it took another worldly event to empower this type of opportunity and positive magic to prosper and to flourish.
And to offer new ways to take care of our minds, bodies, and spirits.
So, yes. Yeah. So are you ready for the first question of the day?
We're ready.
We're always ready. We ask
Well,
each other questions all the time.
And those of you who have been joining us, if you'd like to have a question answered, as long as you're okay with it having being read publicly, because we can't do private messages here, and nothing about politics or health, please feel free to drop the question in, and Lauren will be reading the questions, I think randomly. But Lauren, go ahead, please, with the first question of the day.
Sure. Irina, I think your name is Levine. Okay. Irina knows you for a long time from Bergdorf World, and she just got laid off after 17 years.
Oh.
So the question is, the first question actually that came through was, should I sign the severance package or should I consult an attorney?
I get the non-attachment card. I am certain that I will reach my goal while letting go of how it will happen.
Okay.
I'm sure it's a very emotional moment for you after 17 years. And
Yeah. Well, plus we read the letter from the guy that runs that company. He's a very odd person. I don't know if he understands what's going on actually with other people. But it's funny. I should have read the law of attraction little reminders because I thought that's what we were doing today. But I
just did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you fooled me. She's a witch. She turned me into a newt. But I turned back. So, but I asked I got the romance card, and I don't know if you can see what it says.
I just see it says romance.
No, but you can't see the
read
patiently show you accept your love interest, quote, as is.
Oh, okay. So that means accept it.
Yes.
That's pretty clear. And the non-attachment card that I got kind of says that also too.
And I don't know how this falls in. I pulled one card called pause, accept that you must wait and prepare for developments to reach to the next stage, which actually might very well tie into that. I mean, but if you're asking that question about the situation you're in, it may be more than the question you're asking may not be really the question you're asking. That because there's the emotional attachment to where you've been and where you want to get to, and there's the legal entanglement of the situation. That's a work-related situation, which it also ties you up and keeps you in a certain space. And so there's a lot of letting go associated with that, regardless of the legal situation. And so for you, there's time for introspection, and then figuring out for yourself what to do next.
I do all our legal work mostly. But I was faced with the choice of whether to sue Apple Corporation because they have a game on their arcade. Their most successful game is called The Enchanted World. And
we
have the U.S. trademark for a website that has games, and it's called The Enchanted World. So, I mean, we consulted an attorney, but they're so expensive.
And it's always long and drawn out.
It wasn't even like suing them, but just kind of getting the information why certain things happened. Just like, I guess it's more emotional attachment than anything.
It's the emotion, but you do want to make sure that and we're not attorneys and we don't give any type of client advice here.
No, except to say that they're expensive.
She knows us.
So it's expensive. Plus, usually it's only the attorneys who actually benefit from our sorrow. Usually it's the attorneys are guaranteed to benefit, whether you benefit or not. It's more like to look at what they're offering to make sure it makes sense to you and you feel comfortable with it. And that's a whole different process, and it's just not fair because you have the emotional side and you have the legal side, and so you need to do what you feel is best for you.
I think you're going to accept it, but maybe take a little while to come into acceptance of it.
If you have a friend, or somebody who's willing to give you to speak with you and not charge you, it might be worth seeing if they think, and maybe there's some kind of class action going because they let go a lot of people.
Really?
So it might be worth finding out about that.
Jeffrey, when they sent the letter around announcing this, they phrased it, we are separating from some of our sales associates.
He couldn't even bring himself to use the word fire.
They didn't
Oh
say
my
like
God. I
they're
actually think
separating.
I find that language quite alarming, Amy, and I actually think that there may very well be a case here on behalf of the class action of all of the people that they are separating from.
Yeah.
So there's this entanglement, right? Because as Monte was saying, the total sum cost of going after sometimes is not is maybe you break even
Right.
with the return, and so if you're going to engage in it, it's a lot of noise and a lot of distraction, and so it's it's not an easy answer. There's a soulful answer, and there's a growth answer, but from a legal side, that's it's your call. But that sounds quite alarming, Amy, if that's how they phrase it.
Oh, yeah.
It was I mean, you got hit by it. I mean, but for me, just as somebody who's involved with Bergdorf for so many years, it was so insulting to read it put that way.
And they owe us money too that we'll probably never see.
No, it is. You can get it. One of my friends got the money from them.
You mean from as being a vendor?
Yes, they got it through the Shark Tank, through the Mr. Wonderful. She reached out to him and he helped her get the money back.
Wow.
That'll be interesting.
Yes, that's one of my good friends. Her dad owns the jewelry business, and it was like 200,000 worth of merchandise that they had.
Wow.
And I mean, it doesn't make you feel any better, but you're so not alone. The airlines started laying off this week. Disney laid off 28,000 people in California because they didn't get clear guidance from the governor about when they're going to open amusement parks. It's going to start going through the snake, like a rat going through a snake.
What sign are you, Irina?
I am a Scorpio. My birthday's coming
you'll
up.
get them.
You'll get revenge.
You'll get revenge.
Yeah.
I'm not revengeful person. I don't.
No, but
need
your
them.
future
I wanna move
success is
on.
the best revenge. Your future success is your best revenge.
Right. That's Malcolm Forbes said, living well is the best revenge.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you
But
see?
you'll get them. You're a Scorpio. Face it. You're a Scorpio. Come on. I have Pluto on my ascendant. Huh?
Do you see any future paths for me, like career-wise?
But that's two questions, though.
No, but you see, the thing is that when the shit hits the fan like this, that's what it's for. It's to help you
reset
and bring newness into your life. This is unfortunately related to the planet Uranus, which is in astrology, the psychology of that is astrology. Uranus represents the energy in our life that tries to keep our life new and exciting. And sometimes new and exciting is not pleasant. And in this case, that's what's going on.
It's a transformation.
You can think of this as an opportunity to leave for the heaviness that's been on top of you to be relieved. The anvil is now gone, and now you have a chance to pursue things that you've been otherwise stuck. So now there's no excuse not to do what you really want to be doing.
Right. Go for your passion.
I'll leave it at that, but we really only supposed to do one question.
Right. Okay, Lauren.
All right. Our
Thanks,
next
Irene.
question is from, I think it's Tans. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right. Okay.
Tanis, yeah.
Tanis, sorry. I'm wondering what direction I should take my Twillo lifestyle business.
What was the word before lifestyle?
Twillo.
Twillo, sorry.
What is it?
Twillo. It's a nice word.
What's Twillo?
That's the name of the company, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
I get generosity. Generosity. Money is positive energy and allows me to be generous with others. So I think you have to invest. That means you have to put money into it to get some more out of it.
I'll show you the art from this one. And it's partnership.
Nice.
So it really mirrors what Amy got just now. And it says, work with another to reach all goals. Support must be given as needed. Loyalty must be proven. To thine own self be true. But do include your part. Oh God, I wrote a poem.
Okay, just read that part.
I'm just going to read that part. No poems. The art's pretty cool, I think.
So
It is. That's lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And just to add to that, I pulled two cards which seem to be very similar: introspection and reflection, which I don't know, might actually pertain to the last conversation we
It
had.
does seem like Irina's question.
But
Yeah,
no,
I just
maybe Tan's business has to do with those sort of energies. But since I got the generosity card, I think if you're a generous person, it's going to come back to you, in other forms.
Mhm.
I totally believe that anyway, because This is from the deck, the law of attraction, which is what we put out, comes back to us. So sometimes we don't know what the result is going to be, but it comes back.
Okay. Beautiful.
So does that help you at all, that answer?
Or does it confuse you more?
Yeah, really. If it confuses you more, then we've done our job and we're like, well, the Lone Ranger and Tonto, we can move on to the next town. No, but seriously,
Doesn't help it.
Some little part of it must have.
not necessarily. What do you think, Tanis?
Well, the partnerships piece, I am sort of looking at a couple of those, so that kind of gives me some confirmation on that, I guess. Yeah.
So whoever you pick to be a partner, make sure they're generous, because they have to put as much into it as you do.
Right.
Right.
So you don't want any sweat equity people.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure it's balanced too, so that it's generous, but also that it's, you know, it's partnerships work when there's a give and take, but it's balanced on both sides.
Right.
So if it feels like they're giving you so much, you may not get anything out of it. So be careful.
Right.
But again, we seem to go into this 2-question modality. It's interesting.
That's because everybody here is a lawyer unto themselves.
That's right. Okay, our next question today is from Becky.
Hello, Becky.
I feel.
Hello.
Where is she? She's there.
I'm moored. I'm in a place I don't like to be, and my work is a grind. I don't see any way out of it, and I'm completely isolated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're going to help. We're going to try to help.
Okay.
Becky's looking for a general reading from the oracles.
Yeah.
This is the job for Superman.
Yeah.
Okay, you're probably going to hate this. It says, believe, believe, believe. I believe that everything I
Have
put
faith.
out comes back to me tenfold. So I know when you're in this crisis mode, you know, and that's the feedback that you're giving your brain and your mind and your body. And you have to kind of really stretch yourself to do this believe thing every day. How do you want to see? How would you prefer things to be? And do as much of that as you do about the worry and the boredom and the fear, because you got to counteract all that. That's real. Those are real thoughts. That's real energy.
Yes.
Blah blah.
No, not blah blah blah. No, well, I'm trying to put it all together. This is one of my favorite art pieces that
The
Amy did in
healer,
this deck,
yes.
the healer, and it's the angel. So it's a blessing. Idealize love, but not your lover. Act in harmony with your highest principles as you whatever. But I wanted to tell you the reason I got the faraway look is I wrote a book called Quantum Affirmations. And I wrote it because I was trying to figure out why I was so lucky, because I started off as basically, you know, another jerk from Brooklyn. And I now I'm with the person I love for 45 years. You know, how did it happen? And there's a way of visualizing the future that you want. Basically, there's 5 steps, but the thing that's the most important is when you do your visualizations. I mean, we were friends with Louise Hay, and I love her, and I miss her and all that, but the visualizations people miss a piece in that when people start visualizing and doing, you know, the
Positive.
affirmations, negative stuff comes up. Like, what if I win the lottery and all the relatives come out of the woodwork? That's
Or
the
what
obvious.
if it's not going to happen?
Or what if it's not? But the thing is, that's when you're doing it right. With quantum affirmations, you visualize the negatives. Like if Amy has to do get into a museum, and then maybe she'll get a bad review. That's what you see. You're telling your subconscious that you're ready to handle the fact that you get a bad review, or that it's going to be a lot of work, or that, you know, you're going to wonder how many people show up. You know, it's to see something as real as you can see it is as real as it can be, and including warts and all.
That's
So-
different than the fear or worry or boredom that you have.
Right. I'm not, because the minute I say negativity, you know, I have a lot of new age friends. They freak out. Oh, negative. You can't be negative. I say, you have to be negative because life is black and white. It's good and bad. It's the whole thing, you know. You ever see a yin yang symbol, for God's sakes? So when you visualize your passion, see it with all the problems that are going to happen. All these people, I want to meet someone. Yeah, well, you're going to have to pick up their socks sometimes, or you're going to have to do their laundry, or you might not like the way their dog is, or, you know, all this kind of stuff that comes with the territory, you know, that expression. So
What do you get, Jeff?
So
Sorry.
while you were talking, the first card I pulled was manifestation.
I thought the first card you'd pull would be shut up, Monte.
No, but it very much was aligned to what Monte was saying, and it was sort of aligned to what I was feeling when Becky, when we were having the conversation, because I do think that letting go of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, letting go of attachments, being open to receive, not having any expectations set, and putting yourself in the space where you can actually change your world by shifting yourself and allowing yourself to be open to allow positivity in, while whether you're doing it through a quantum affirmation or you're just doing a manifestation, it's up to you to figure this out. But it's how you approach it, Becky, that will change everything. It's like the opportunity is in front of you, the possibilities are there. You just have to allow yourself to flow into the opportunities as they are. And rather than, I appreciate, I could feel the intensity of you without any words. I felt that before. And I believe that you're very close to where you're going to find a shift. You just have to allow yourself the opportunity for it to happen. And then, as Monte and Amy were saying too, just be in that space. And so you need to be open, and then you will flow into it. And I feels really good that you will figure this out.
Okay.
Knowing that you're stuck is great, because at least you know where you are, and you have awareness of it. So a lot of people are in denial of things. So you're actually present, and you know where you're at. So you want to get out of that, and you just have to allow your brain to go from basically seeing it in your mind, writing it down, saying it, and being then witnessed. And then that will take you toward where you want to get to, even if you don't know where that is right now, even if it's just anywhere but here. But but just be open to the possibility that maybe what you really need is something close to you that you're not seeing.
Okay.
I think, we're bombarded with so much information that makes us feel powerless, a lot of through the news, through the media, and we have to come back into ourselves. That's why we keep talking about being mindful in the moment where we do have our power and our strength, and be vigilant about our practices of visualizations and affirmations, because those are real, and those, instead of somebody else's voice.
And I would just add, self-love matters. Just a reminder.
Thank you for sharing, and to be continued if you come back, because we're always like peeling layers and becoming.
Well, there was believe in manifestation sounded good.
Yeah, well, the quantum affirmations works. Amy's art show, I was saying, it's time for you to have a museum show. So what happened is we didn't even know she was going to have a show 3 months ago, right? And she talked to the gallery owner, and the gallery owner said, "What do you want to do?" And she said, "I was going to ask Audrey Flack if she wanted a show with me." And having a show with Audrey Flack is like having a museum show, because she has a huge piece up in the Museum of Modern Art right now, and she's in every museum around the world. So that just manifested.
We have a quantum affirmations group on Facebook.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yes, thank you.
Anyhow, it's good.
It's free.
It's good to sort of, because Monte and I kind of coach each other with it, and so part of a group, it's like you're reminded, how to continue with the technique.
Yeah, you only have to do it twice a day, when you wake up and before you go to sleep. First of all, and it puts you to sleep.
So if I do a search for quantum affirmation,
on Facebook,
okay.
Yeah, it's a free group. I mean, you can buy the book, but you don't have to buy it. We try and put as much stuff on there as possible.
Okay.
I mean, I love it if you buy the book.
I will.
That's Joyce. That's my quantum affirmation.
Thank you for being here, Becky.
Yeah, really. And I'm trying to make it interesting to everybody else, because this system really works. Bob, I just want to say, it looks like we're having like a druid god on there with your background. It's pretty cool. Thank you. Thank you, Joyce.
Well, guess what? It's Joyce's question time.
Yay.
Okay.
Hi, Joyce. It was great.
She manifested that question. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Joyce, this is her question. How do you foresee this particular winter for me and for the world?
Oh, God, I heard cold.
Oh, God.
I don't think she was asking about the weather.
Why? The weather's important. If the weather isn't
politics,
right, crops don't grow.
Just another two-parter for the world and for her.
Okay. It's interesting that we're asking the little reminders cards.
I get no doubt for you. I think probably more and more you are learning to trust, and you are learning. I mean, I know you're a yoga teacher, and I know you believe all the same things that we do, but this reset time, I like to call it, the lockdown or whatever. It's giving us more opportunity to kind of clean out the garbage in our minds. And I mean, having no doubt is sort of a high level to reach, right? None of us reach that completely,
Right.
but at least we become more aware of when we're very doubtful.
It says, I will eventually achieve success because I don't allow myself to doubt. That's the little reminder affirmation cards. But the thing is, everybody does sometimes.
And then for the world, I get trust. We have to trust that things are going to get better as a group. I mean, individually, we got to do our practices, and then for the good of the world, right? The more all of us trust and take care of ourselves and become more aware of our spiritual life, which I think this is, to me, that's the most important, because we take care of our minds and bodies, but the spiritual, maybe we neglect sometimes.
For what it's worth, as you would say, when you shuffle, if a card just falls out of the deck, you should pull it because it's
That's for sure.
trust.
Trust again?
Yes.
Trust.
That's crazy.
And
Yes,
can we
it
all
is.
do that a little more? I know I can. I'm
Wow.
challenged to do trust more.
Yeah. I mean, life is a miracle. Every day you wake up is a gift, and trusting is important. I got the nurturer, so I guess there will be food.
Good, I'm always hungry.
Plus you go to Italy so much, so you have the best food. It says, make it obvious that you know how to meet your partner's need for loving acceptance and security, which you definitely do. And you're not going to believe it, but look at the word right here.
Trust.
Develop trust.
Ha.
Oh my God.
Trust is the word.
Trust the key word for all of us.
Right. Thank God it's not trust. You don't want to see that word. It's close.
Wow.
Thank you.
Hey, you're spooky. You spooked me out on that one.
Thanks, Joyce.
Thank you. Thank you. It was wonderful. The show was unbelievable. I get more blown away as I think about each and every one of those.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Thank you for wearing the jacket and all my jewelry.
I don't have enough room in my body for all you. It was great meeting the Pulver family too.
Yeah.
It's great
Nice
to meet
meeting you,
you too.
Joyce.
It was
Nice seeing
really
you.
wonderful.
Celebrities, I know.
I know. They travel as a unit. They're like,
Yes, we do.
they're like the Backstreet Boys.
That's what I thought of immediately.
Oh, I'm sure.
Or
You don't want us
Okay,
to sing.
we should, more questions. Look at Lucinda's painting.
All right, so Bernie's here. Bernie's question is, where is my spiritual journey taking me or to focus on over the next year?
Cool.
Where's Bernie?
He's right
Hey,
there.
Hi,
how are you?
Bernie.
He's in the forest. Hi, Bernie.
I like
he's,
this question.
he's somewhere in Ottawa.
I'm going to ask this question
That's
for
right.
myself later. Where is your journey taking you? Okay. This is again from our Little Reminders, Law of Attraction Oracle. I got attitude.
What, to have a good attitude?
Looks like you're going to China.
Oh, no, that's, I'll pass.
I think that's Japan.
Oh, sorry.
Japan I can handle.
Oh, you're right. It is Japan.
It says, I attract success and positive people into my life with my positive attitude. And you got all these big success cards last time, as I recall.
Yeah. Stop hogging all
I
those
think you're
success
good.
cards. Yeah.
I think you're good at what you do, so you're still in the flow of, you got a good mindset.
Oh, thank you.
And I got the manifest cards, just so you know that I'm not a lying psychic. And there are some, let me tell you. You'll manifest your heart's desire, the love to which you most aspire. So this is the classic, be careful what you wish for because you're going to get it. So you're going to do what you...
Okay.
On your spiritual journey.
Right. So,
and for what it's worth, Bernie, I got communication, which might be more of a direction to follow.
Okay.
But it's the clarity, interactivity, and timing of communications is critical. But communications in general too. So I mean, I actually think your question has lots of layers that you can unpack to actually figure out the true essence of what you're asking for. But
Okay.
But is this helping you at least?
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
Well, the spiritual journey isn't all good stuff, even though you got all good cards. But the reason we get to where we are now is because of all those ups and downs in the journey, right?
right.
Well, winter is coming, right?
For
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah. You mean Game of Thrones winter is coming.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
winter too. I just bought my snow tires last
Yeah.
weekend, so yeah, winter's coming.
Yes, we're going to Costco.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I bought them, rims and all.
There's no better place. It's the happy place. It's taken over for Disneyland.
$1,500 right out the door. I guess I can go for a Disney run then.
That's right.
I'm going to Disney World with these tires.
Okay, thank you guys. Our
Thank you,
next question is from Andrea Cat. Sorry. I've been asked to
She
publish.
always gets a question. That's good.
Really, she's here and asking. It's good.
She's a manifester.
That's right. I've been asked to publish my own book with fashion and rock. Will it be a success?
Of course. And plus, I want more people to do books because misery loves miserable company. I want somebody else to deal with a publisher.
I get universe across the universe.
Wow.
Wow.
The
Wow.
universe will show me. Oh, you covered up what I was reading.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. The universe will show me the right path to take to reach my goal. So I think, you got a path to walk to get it published. Don't think about it being a success. I'm just saying this as an author. You got to make the best book you can without thinking about what's going to happen with it. Because
Right.
this is like you're giving birth to a baby.
And I got the manifest card again, which we just got for Bernie. This is the art from
That
it.
happens, as we know, every week. We keep getting the same cards lots of times because there's a group message.
And once again, I just want to point out that all the art you're seeing is done by my incredible wife, Amy Zerner. One day they're going to talk about how, do you remember when she used to do a Zoom show?
Well, I wanna say good luck with your show. Your
Thank
artwork's beautiful. I know we're friends on Facebook and platforms. My last question about a book was I was a guest in a book and you said that would be getting published, but now I've been asked to do, the problem I'm having is that I have a huge storage center filled with photography that has to be scanned. And the last time I worked on a book project, it actually cost me over $3,000. And then the book is still not even published. I got a slight advance, but I was happy to do it, but now I'm asked to do my own.
Andre, I got perfectionism for you, which kind of ties into exactly what you were saying, which
What
is
you just
funny.
said, yeah.
Wait, but I just want to say something.
And then I want to say something.
Okay. I work as my own attorney, but I also work as my own agent when we sell the books. There's production fees they can give you that, when they do a P&L, profit and loss statement for a book before they decide to do it, they have things built in there. And if you're just going for your advance, they have money in there for that.
Well, there's all kinds of publishers now, people that help you self-publish, real publishers that give you real money and real advances. So,
And real excuses.
if you're not happy with the situation, and also we're always talking about passion on this show. Is this your heart's desire? Do you really want to create this? Because nothing else matters. It doesn't matter if you have to spend $3,000 on it.
It's not really, it's sorry to interrupt you, but it's not just the money. It's painful going into my storage with past life events.
Now wait a minute, you can't tell that to us because we go through that shit all the time.
Yeah, we work
Really?
our butts off. Everything's hard.
Put on your big girl pants for that one, because that's what we do all the time.
That's part of being a great artist. I mean, and also books take a lot of attention and a lot of detail and a lot of tedious work.
And plus, we're 70, so when you go through things, oh, that person's dead. This person's dead. That person I love, that person's dead. This person, this. It's not easy, but that's the whole process. I'm just trying to get you paid for doing the work you're going to do anyway, which is scanning all the work.
Yeah.
They have money they could add to the PL that won't affect your advance.
If it's a real
and it's
publisher.
not recoupable. That's the good thing about it. In other words, when you get your advance, they're not going to give you money until your advance gets paid out. In other words, let's say they give you $5,000. You got to sell $5,000 to you worth of books. In other words, your percentage has to equal $5,000 before you get another penny. That's why most artists with a book get the biggest advance they can, because they figure they're never going to see another nickel.
Well, you really have to investigate the publisher. What do you think, Jeff?
I was listening. I think that
you forgot what you asked?
What I was feeling was yes, but the other side is it is going to be I don't want to say painful, but there's a lot of work associated with getting to where she wants to get to, and then you can't let go of that. And so it doesn't come without a price, which in this case, is the effort beyond the actual photography and beyond the work that was already done needed to put into that process. And so it's more of a challenge of where to put the time than whether or not it's going to be successful. But it feels like it will be seen by many when it's finished. But it has to. But the process
nice message.
Yeah, that's a good message, and plus it's worth it. It's worth doing.
You learn so much about yourself when you do a book.
Right.
I mean,
Right. It's like, just don't beat yourself up, and if you're going to be a perfectionist, no one else is going to notice that other than you. So
Right.
just be careful about that. You just don't take it to the extreme, because otherwise you'll never finish it.
Right.
So
Where's
there's something
Laura?
about being in that moment and just going with it. Anyway, we wish you luck, and thank you for being here and asking questions.
I can't wait to hear about your next questions, because I know publishing.
Yes, and also there's a publisher in the house.
Literally watching right now.
I deny everything.
Ross.
Oh, hi, Lori.
Oh, Lori. Hi, Lori.
See that?
Whoops.
So, Andrea, maybe you have a connection here. So all good things.
Yeah, I own a different way. I do it differently. I allow artists to have creative freedom, but I'm still a traditional publisher. So I'm kind of, I do things very differently than most traditional publishers. So
You're a hybrid.
And
I'm the one that owns the
everything differently now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we're up to our next question. This is from Alessandra, right? Did I get that right?
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Not only can I hear you, but I've been seeing Jack Nicholson behind you the whole time.
So Alexandra says, I am a Scorpio / Pisces ascendant, 11/22, and a highly sensitive person. I get overwhelmed easily despite some unreal resiliency. Will I ever find a healthy teammate partner who can fully appreciate how I am and support me so that I can finally flourish and thrive in this life?
I'm sure you will, and you have the test right behind you. How does he feel about that picture?
He says I love.
And I have the love deck. I love that picture.
I'm staying in an Airbnb, so this isn't typical.
I see.
But usually, ever is a forever, so it's an infinity. So do you have a time frame in mind for the question?
In this life,
This life, okay.
I get the star. Yes. That's a big yes. The star is like a healing after the storm.
So without looking, I'd say yes too, but you have to recognize it. And that's going to be the harder problem is not finding, but knowing it, feeling it, and recognizing that's the moment. That's the you.
Wow. That was heavy duty. I have to take myself out of knowing anything about dating because we met in 1974. Before you were an idea, or maybe even before your parents were an idea. So I got Seeks, which is basically enjoy the journey.
But maybe she does have to look a little harder.
Yeah. Well, if people don't go outside, all they're going to meet is the UPS guy and the FedEx guy and the.
And also, something to keep in mind, because you were asking for somebody that would understand you and your sensitivities and love you for who you are. And you also have to put that into yourself, that you want to love them for who they are with all their quirks.
Right. And you can use quantum affirmations to meet someone. But you'd have to look at all the negatives, like the socks and the farts, and
you might not have your alone time. Thanks, Joyce.
I mean, it's guys.
Come on down to the Facebook page for quantum affirmations.
Yeah, really join it. It's really a lot of fun, and it's 2020. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, whatever. It doesn't make any difference at all. You just visualize what you want and all the problems.
But you don't just do it once.
No, you do it in the morning and the night.
It's like brushing your teeth, because you might be worried that you're not going to find anyone, that no one's going to understand you. As often as you do that, you got to do the other thing to compensate for that.
Yeah.
My camera's dark, but the voice isn't.
Jeff disappeared.
Wait,
we're coming to save you.
I know.
We're coming to save you. We're coming.
My battery power went out of my phone.
Rita.
Rita. Wait a minute, you
you
have a computer that works on a battery? What do you have?
I know it's my camera. Is somehow luckily there's a team here that will bring it back to life.
Yes,
put another hamster in your wheel there. You need more power.
I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully it'll come back to life in a moment.
Okay.
But before she goes, just there you go.
There
Thank you,
There
Harry.
you are.
Lights back. It is because as Amy and Monte were talking, it's not a question of will you. You will, and you actually may have already, but you didn't always recognize it before. Now you're more sensitive. So the challenge for you is what you need to do in order to recognize the magic you're looking for, because it may not visually hit you, energetically it will hit you, but it will be maybe when you're not thinking about it. So just be aware.
Well, that was the secret. Yeah.
That's so true. I see that lots of times when Monty reads someone and they ask about meeting the one, and he says, there's somebody right around you. And they say, no, there's not. And then he'll describe it a little more. And it's like, you mean Bob? You know, it's like somebody who really does love them, but they're expecting something different. You know, it's some sort of fantasy, but there's somebody right there that really loves them.
And they have for a very long time.
Necessarily the truth.
We don't know if that's true for your situation, but it goes with what Jeff was saying.
Right. And who knows what dating in the time of COVID is like?
It's painful.
Oh, Sandra.
Does it exist? I mean, everyone's got to have really cool eyes or eyewear because, and you do, and you got the hat. You're halfway there.
The psychic hat.
You got the psychic hat.
Well,
on.
thanks for coming and thanks for asking a question. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Okay, so our next question is from Pam. Should I stay in my current home at Robinson Road, or should I put it on the market soon?
Psychically, I heard you should not stay. You should put it on the market. You know, because the price of real estate, I don't know where your place is, but the price of real estate is going to start going down because with all these people being laid off, then a lot of them are going to have to sell their house, and that's going to make the.
Yeah, I think I got support, so it sounds like you could use the money to support what you want to do next. And to be maybe in a place where there's more supportive people. Does that go along maybe?
Yes.
Jeff?
I was going with when Monty spoke, it resonated very strongly. So I would stay with that. I mean, it seems that is the. Yeah, we didn't ask where you're going, but. Yeah.
I own a house just up the road, and it has a renter in it, and the renter will get out. I'm in Michigan, but just the idea of leaving the space, it's so gigantic, and just the transition. Even though I do have a comfortable place to go, it just feels kind of overwhelming.
So you'd be selling the one that's rented now?
No, I'd be selling the
big
so
one.
I live in a big one, like a big one. And then the one that's rented is a little bit smaller, but still gigantic by, East Coast standards, probably.
That's cool.
So
that explains what I got, because I got indoors.
I got wish granted.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good thing. Getting through moving is so traumatic, but
right.
Not if you have a house already.
We all see her going, right?
Yeah.
You all see me going?
Yeah.
I definitely saw you selling the house.
Yeah.
I feel like it'll sell. I don't know why, even though it's,
It'll sell.
Yeah.
No, because listen, people made lots of money during the Depression. There are people that make money, it's all that's what quantum affirmations is all about. It's all individual. You cannot say this is going to happen because things always happen this way to everybody else. Everyone makes their own path, and with so visualize it the way you want it to go, with the negatives involved too. And the negative obviously is you don't want to let go of either of them because you like them. So that's a big one.
And also,
that's true. But I agree with you. It's like what I'm mostly hearing is like it served its purpose. And it's like, and you're right, it is like money that I could invest in a lot of other things I'm more interested in.
Like gold and silver right now.
Yeah, and rocks. Mostly rocks.
Art.
Yeah, Amy's having a show, and it's going to go into the millions.
And Amy's art, there you go. Thank
telling
you for having me. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for being here.
The Babylon Bee just said Governor Whitmer refuses to release the ring of power that she's wearing. Because you said you're in Michigan. And it just came on our screen.
That's so funny.
I know we don't do politics, but I thought it was odd that you said you're from Michigan and that came up.
Connection.
That's as political as I get, as the Babylon Bee. Fake news you can trust.
Okay, our next question is from Marty Laska. Is it in
Hi,
my
Marty.
Hey,
There
Marty.
she is. Hi, Marty.
We're always happy to read from Marty because she helps so many people.
And she helps
Oh,
us.
thank you.
That's great. So her question is it in my best interest to seek a small business loan right now or stay with my current plan?
Well, psychically, I heard stay with your current plan, but we'll see what the cards say. My psychic stuff kicked in. You never know.
I got generosity again. That came up for someone else. So I think
Okay.
that would mean it would be good to ask for a loan, right? Generosity.
I'm not always right.
Uh-oh, fight.
Domestic dispute. The police have been called. 2 psychics are disputing. That'll be the what they dine out on for the next 20 years. I got called to this call, and these 2 psychics were really going at it. You know what I'm saying? So this is desire.
Okay.
So what do you want?
Yeah, it really comes down to what you're going to do with it
Yeah.
and how it's going to help you.
Well, what I got with Amy's card was the generosity is from the new place I'm moving into. The people I'm hiring to work with me are very generous in terms of helping me get going.
Oh, good.
So I think I should stick with what I'm doing. That makes more sense.
Okay,
And the fact that you're disagreeing, I think makes sense because it's what I'm getting. I don't think either choice is necessarily the right one. I think it's just a matter of if I go that way 100%. And if I go this way 100%.
Well, those are the hardest decisions sometimes when they're equally attractive or they equally make sense. I mean, that happens a lot.
And you know that I don't know if they're still doing it, but for a while, the Small Business Association administration was giving out loans to small businesses that have to be repaid back in 20 years.
30 years.
Right.
30 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think there's much interest at all.
I'm going to go with you really have confirmed something I've been looking at. I think something you said earlier to other people, and this is why I take the time out of my day to listen to this program, because I firmly believe that when I do readings, if there's a group, that there are times that I get messages for one person that are also meant for someone else.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's actually the last line of the article about Ask the Oracles in East Hampton Star quotes us as saying, because everyone's an oracle, and especially the people that watch this show. We know that. It's just what we do for a living. So
what I wanted to refer back to was I honestly don't remember who said it. I think maybe Monte, but the fact that we are being pushed, which is very true for me, to use technology in ways I've never had to do it before.
I think that's
Jeff.
I think Jeff said that, yeah. And I think that is very much a part of the answer. I had put that question in before Jeff made his comment. And for me, I felt like, part of why I don't want to keep going the way I'm going is exactly why I should be going the way I'm going, is because I'm being pushed to do things I'm not familiar with.
Yes.
And I think that's really important.
Yeah, but you're an Aquarius, so you like the technology, or most
Yeah,
Aquarians
I just like it when I don't have to do it, though.
Oh, I understand. But I hope you don't mind, Marty. I'm just going to say that when I did a reading for you, and we saw you coming up, working like remotely. Remember that?
That was way before.
Yes.
That was years ago or a year.
That was about a year before COVID hit, and you had said, I very clearly see you working remotely. So right at that point, I signed on with a company that did remote counseling, and I started learning more about doing it so that when this all hit, I was already doing it.
Isn't that cool?
Well, that's an example of knowing how to read a reading, because you can get a reading and not know how to interpret or how to apply it to your situation. So you have to know how to
just
read
like being a counselor, sometimes I say things people don't want to hear.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And sometimes you say things you don't want to hear. I know that feeling.
Amen. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're back.
We're back. This is a quick program note. Normally we go to 1:45, but Monte and Amy have somewhere they have to be, so we're going to end a little bit early. Not yet. We're not
Well,
off yet.
Jeff can handle it by himself.
No,
So that's
no,
up to Jeff.
This is
So
a team.
We're
This is a
gonna
team.
go
20 more minutes. We got 20 more
We got
minutes.
20 more minutes.
20 minutes, okay? So we're gonna end at 1:45. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip-flop the order a little bit because there are two questions that are about today. So we'll make sure that those get in. And if you don't get answered, then please come back and we'll answer them next week. So
Yeah,
it's
we're
not
on
that we're
Mondays,
forgetting about you.
sometime.
It's just that extra few minutes makes a difference.
We're
So
trying to
we're going-
reverse. We don't want anyone else to ever say, I don't like Mondays.
Right, exactly. So this question is from Lori, and it's not just Lori who's asked this. We've had a couple of questions about general readings. So Monte and Amy, do you want the people, all of them who asked for general readings? You want to do one general reading? I don't really know how that works for you.
You mean general for the time we live in, or general for?
Well, Lori says, I would love any guidance and would be grateful for a general reading. And
for you, okay.
That's for
and then
Lori.
also Bob asked for that and a couple other people. So
Okay, we'll just see what the cards say.
But I could also talk about the astrology of the time.
No, they're asking for a general message for them, right?
I think we need both. I think general message for Lori, and then maybe a general message for everybody in the room, and then we'll get two more questions for sure.
Well, Lori gets a special general message, and then we'll come out with a general message for everybody. God, you got to really be a lawyer in this place. Okay, and we're getting into it. Okay, Lori, I'm looking at. Is that Sarah next to you?
It is. It's me. Hi. I'm so
Oh my
excited. to be
God,
here.
we have a celebrity.
So cute.
Yay.
Aww.
I get good fortune and flow. Good fortune and flow as a message. The universe provides me and my family with prospects for good fortune. Who doesn't want that? That's all good.
Right.
And I got the healer again. Once again, we're doing, and I did shuffle. I hope you saw me. And the healer is all about idealize love, but not your lover. Act in harmony. That's good advice. Act in harmony with your highest principles as you do whatever you do.
And the flow card says riches flow into my life in many ways and from many directions. So these are awesome answers. This is a great time for you.
Yeah.
As we know, in all of our decks, we have all of life. So there's like negatives, but I would say, and I can tell from your beam, this is a good time. This is a good time for you. You're making the most, right?
Jeffrey, you want to jump in with the general reading before I launch into Astro Babble?
Sure. I mean, but general for Lori, not general for everyone. Is that she
And Sarah, we can add Sarah in there.
well, that the tuning in would say that you were definitely. It's almost an amplification of what Amy was saying, so it's not fair because she already spoke. So I've got to be specific here. Is to continue to listen to what you know you need to do and not to let go of it, and to actually, because you actually took a while for you to figure this out, and not to let go and actually stop listening if the noise is there, and to follow what you know needs to happen and just go there and don't hesitate. Do it, and don't let go, and you will find yourself at a better place, better than you actually wanted. So be careful for the success it will bring.
Oh, better than you wanted. Wow.
Nice. Lori, do you mind if I ask if your mother is still on this plane?
She is.
Well, I got a message that you should interact with her. I don't know what that means, but I think it would be important for you to set your compass where you're going. From
Her birthday, she just turned 70 yesterday.
Yeah, I have no idea why I said that.
And I want to say thank you. I'm the owner of the Cartomancer, by the way, Cartomancer magazine.
Oh, cool.
It's nice to formally meet you.
Yeah, so nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to meet.
That's great. Isn't this fun?
It's a lot of fun.
I mean, it's so much better than Facebook Live because you see everybody. It's just so awesome.
And we talk about the real shit.
Yes, we do. And we can say that word too. Just a little bit of a general reading for everybody else. If you are a Capricorn, especially, the last couple of years have been horrible for you. And it's been really, really difficult. Things are going to get better. By Christmas is going to be crazy for everybody this year.
Alessandra says she has Capricorn moon. Are there any Capricorn suns out there?
Yeah, it's been really, really hard for anyone you know who's a Capricorn. I mean, Capricorns are prone to depression anyway because they have a tendency to see the reality of stuff. It's a goat with a fish's tail. They have strong emotional needs, though they don't show it. So, but once again, if you're an Aries or if you're a Libra or if you're a Cancer, those are signs that are 90 degrees or opposite from Capricorn.
Cardinal signs.
All the cardinal signs, and they've all been getting it by other people screwing with you. So if you've been an Aries, you've had to deal with people screwing with you, or if you're a Libra. And if you're a Cancer, you've had really people coming in trying to stop you because you have Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter's been there. But Christmas, Jupiter and Saturn are going to make a conjunction in the sign of Aquarius. Saturn is finally leaving Capricorn, its home sign, and things are going to start to get better. By the spring, there should be tremendous movement in terms of away from the COVID lockdowns. In terms of when masks won't be necessary, it might not be for another year. And I don't like saying it, but astrologically that's true. We can expect, no matter who's the president, I don't want to get political, but no matter who's the president, there's odds are 95% there's going to be a recession anyway. So that's why I'm always going on about make your base secure, do everything you can, get out of debt, stock up on what you can stock up on.
Make your immune system strong.
Yeah, making your base secure, the best thing is to get your body in the best shape it can be in.
And what about those Virgos that are here?
Virgos always have a hard time.
Virgos get stuck on details. And sometimes they miss the bigger picture.
You got to see the big picture. Well, you're a big picture person. I mean, with you actually have to pull
go
back.
bigger picture.
The bigger little picture. But for all the different signs, like for Aquarius, like myself, like the conjunction is going to happen. So once those things go into Aquarius, then all of a sudden we're talking about Taurus, and we're talking about Scorpio, and we're talking about Leo. And so but here's the thing with astrology, the stars incline, they do not compel. Therefore, Saturn and Jupiter being together can be increase of restriction, or it could be disciplined expansion. That it depends on what you're going to, if you can keep things and walk the Buddha's middle way and keep things in balance, things can go really well for you. But the thing is you got to, once again, like quantum affirmations, you got to look at the negative and don't think it's going to roll over you. Did that make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Wow. All right.
That's as close as I've ever come to doing that, what everybody does on YouTube every day. I could never do that. Well, today, everybody.
Well, thanks for sharing.
That didn't happen.
Wow.
Okay. The next question is from Rita. Please,
Hi, Rita. We miss you.
I just got back from the pool I'm in San Francisco.
Wow.
Rita wants to know if it's safe for her to fly to New York on Wednesday.
Yes. I heard yes.
Okay, good.
So I get the planning card. So plan everything that you need to take with you that's going to make you feel more secure, that's going to protect you.
And don't forget to wear your pants. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little cherub.
Wow.
And this is the past, and it says examine and overcome limiting habits and attitudes formed as a protective reaction to painful events in the past.
It's also protection, sort of like what I just got about planning ways where you're going to feel a little safer, because you've been in San Francisco and you want to take a flight all the way to the East Coast. And
right.
I don't blame you for being concerned, but I think if you take all the precautions and plan really well, it's fine.
Yeah. That's what
so what's your feeling? Is it okay?
Yeah, that's the first thing I felt.
What do you get, Jeff?
I didn't look. I was zeroing on Monte, but he said at first it's okay, but certainly do plan and you need to feel comfortable too. So
yeah, if you don't want it, don't.
Well,
right.
I want to go, and I'm going to be 89, and I'm considered high risk.
I like your haircut a lot.
Thank you.
So
I just got back from the pool, and I just quickly rushed to be on this program.
Well, you take good care of yourself, Rita. We know that.
Yeah.
What's that?
You take good care of yourself.
Yeah, and isn't San Francisco super locked?
I work out and You know?
California is really locked down, the cities, right?
Not bad. It's the air quality has gotten better, but the fire is going to be October, November, and that's what I want to get away from.
Well, and plus New York is I mean, the Hamptons, people are wearing the masks, but I swear to God, there's more people in the street in East Hampton yesterday than I've ever seen in 45 years. And Amy's been here since 67.
But you know, it's so beautiful and healing here with the ocean and the sky.
I'm coming back with Lisa and Tim.
Great.
And we're going to quarantine for 2 weeks just because.
Okay.
I think
I pulled a card just to check. It said courage. So
There you
it
go.
sort of, it said courage. So
It's natural to worry, but you know, you look at all that you've been through in your life, so you can be strong and courageous
Yeah,
about
you're
this
tough.
too.
You know, Amy, I just want to say, since we're giving away a little reminder, shouldn't we give it to Alessandra since she's looking for a relationship type of thing?
You mean she won already?
She won. I picked it as winning because of the Jack Nicholson made me do it behind you.
You got to write your address in. And who won this one?
You pick, or Jeffrey picks, since he's the financial wizard.
Amy picks. Amy picks.
Oh, that's the back of it.
Okay, that's the back cover. So who won it?
I can't see everybody.
Oh, okay, I'll move. Yeah, because I got the 3 screens, but it only stays on one screen. Damn
That's
it.
true, but we do have a question or two more before you run.
Okay.
At least
Okay.
one,
Okay, what do I know?
Then you could think about it meanwhile. Okay, Alicia, this one is yours. And I do apologize in advance for everyone we didn't get to today, and I know everybody's question is important. We will get to it next week first thing, so please make sure you come back. I will save them, so we'll start with the ones from before. Today would have been Alicia's dad's birthday and also the anniversary of his memorial. He died 16 years ago. Many miracles have happened on this day, so I just want to recognize my parents who have both passed and just see if there are any messages for me on this day.
Okay.
I leave this to Monte.
I get the Fool card. Can you go back to?
That's just it.
Okay.
I can't.
We can't go back. The Fool card it's a new beginning. It's the first card of the tarot, and it means to have a merry adventure. They want you to have fun. They don't want you to have the baggage of we know we miss our loved ones so much, and Monte and I have both been through that. It's a heaviness in our hearts, you know, when we miss our loved ones so much. But if you want a message from them, they want you to be the Fool. It's good to be the Fool. The Fool is like goes on a merry adventure without worries, without cares, to have fun. We always our little enchantment for that card is to blow soap bubbles in the air, that kind of childlike fun. So that's the message I get.
That's a great message. My parents were definitely, my dad was definitely a little jokester, so that would not surprise me.
Did he used to kid you about your car? Because I keep getting stuff about something about a vehicle that you either have to get a new one or
No, I mean, my car, it was a car accident that changed my life forever, and you know, so.
Okay,
then
maybe he's just showing that he's there to get a message.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think I've said this before with psychic stuff, and sometimes with the cards, there's like it used to be with the old modems where they do the handshake to say I've got you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the 2 modems linking up, and sometimes as a psychic or doing cards, you'll get a card that doesn't answer your question but shows that they got you.
And also that they're there, because you have no way of knowing about the card being so important.
Do you ice skate?
Do I ice skate?
Yeah.
Long time ago. I mean, my dad was a skater. My dad played hockey.
Ah.
Wow.
See, he's talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm known as the fits and starts psychic. But doing it this way, I think that's just, you know, not doing it in the same room. But okay, so I definitely got him. So what do you want to ask him?
No, I just wanted to recognize a lot of things have happened on this day, and I'm starting my own spiritual business, and you know, and I'm the one that created Myrony, and so
I love that.
Yeah, so just
so you
know
win
what I'm
the
doing.
law of attraction deck.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, she wins. Thank you. I was Amy, and thank you for being aligned because I was going to give it to Alicia, but I know her, so I thought it would be unfair. So thank you.
I know,
Thank you.
Before she asked the question too.
Aw, thank you so much. Yeah,
You
I
sure
just
you
wanted.
don't want to ask him something?
Well, I mean, it's just what
You got a free question here.
I got a free question. So, you know, just with my podcast and with my, I want to let go of my stepping stone businesses and
Well,
just
what
go
would you
full
ask
on.
him?
What would you ask
What would I
him?
ask him?
Yeah.
What would you ask him? Seriously. I mean, I wouldn't say that except that I did get the car and I got the skating. So obviously I have them. So what do you want to know?
I guess, you know, just not
From him.
to, from him. I mean, I get guidance all the time.
Okay.
So
But not from me.
Go ahead.
I guess just with my spiritual business, you know, am I on the right path? I know I'm on the right path, but I need to just go, like, do I need to just go head on, push really hard with that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he keeps showing me you in a wedding dress.
Oh my God. That's crazy because I got married 1 week before he passed away. And I got engaged and married in 6 days because he was terminally ill. And then he passed away 1 week later. There's a picture of me I was in hospice care in the hospital in a wedding dress.
Really?
Yeah, and then he passed away on August 29th. And then he chose to have his memorial today, which is his birthday.
Wow.
Wow.
So you definitely got him, Monte.
Thank you. Well, thank you for giving me the chance to do it in front of all these people.
Thank you. That was
Wow.
beautiful. Yeah, I literally was not engaged. And so the first wedding dress I tried on was a dress of my dreams. Like, miracles happened that day. If anybody wants to hear it, listen to my first episode of my podcast, That's My Irony, because it will totally confirm everything you just said.
Thank you so much. And that he was a skater and that a car accident changed your life.
Yeah.
Wow. See, that's how, for those of you who want to become psychic, or since everyone is, you got to go with what you see, you know,
and not hold back.
That's what you got the card courage before. And that's why when I was talking to Andrea before, you know, about how hard it is to scan stuff from the past. Everybody thinks of this stuff as new age or spirituality as, you know, woo woo, and it's easy and you're taking it easy. It's not easy because you're talking about life and death stuff, and you have to be brave enough to make a fool of yourself. You know, because you could have said to me, that makes absolutely no sense. And of course I've heard it before, but at the same time, you got to go forward anyway.
Sometimes, I mean, I have the privilege of living with Monte and getting to ask him questions all the time. So the other day we were kind of relaxing on the couch and he said, who do you want to talk to? So we talked to 3 friends of ours on the other side who meant a lot, impacted our lives. One was
Dr. Epstein,
Dr. Epstein, a wonderful teacher, and then Dr. Bob, who
that's for medical stuff, but we won't talk about medical
he's a
stuff.
wonderful healer. And then he contacted this
Professor Vincent Scully, Professor Emeritus of Art and Architecture of Yale University, who I worked with on my first movie that I worked on. It was for public broadcasting, and he was hilariously funny.
We got so much great information. It was like such a special time.
And he told us stuff about Amy's art, and you know, because everybody can do this. It's just that you have to be able to be brave enough to go with to think that you actually can contact the quantum field, the Akashic record, whatever you want to call it,
and kind of shut the rest out.
One of the funniest things that he reminded me of the time when we were in the Metropolitan Museum and he was in the Frank Lloyd Wright room, and the curator of the Met was trying to get him in front of Caroline Kennedy, who was a PA at the Met at the time, and the whole crew, and President Mondale's wife. They were all watching this thing be filmed at the Metropolitan Museum at the Frank Lloyd Wright room, and the curator wanted Professor Scully to wear booties, and he said, "You curators, you all have your first shit at home in a paper bag," and that's what the crew loved him from that moment on. He could do no wrong.
We have time for maybe one more question.
Sure. After that,
Lauren, you're muted. Lauren.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. And
If
you're a winner.
If you have
Yeah,
time, If you have time, that's great. And the next question is from Dana DeGoes. First of all, happy birthday, because she had a birthday yesterday. And second of all, she needs to know, will she receive the 9 months of total back rent for the apartment before January 1st or be evicted on the street?
Oh, that sounds heavy duty. Wait, how come I don't see it?
Where is
Other
it?
screen.
She's here. No, she is right here on the bottom. Dana, can you turn on your video? Is that possible?
Oh, here we go.
I wasn't sure about the question. Hi.
Okay, so here, where you have to unmute, Dana.
Hi, beautiful people. I'm getting ready to get my gallbladder taken out of my body. I hope that happens. And that's my gift to myself for being 60 years old. So here I am in my beautiful gown. Thank you, kids.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So the question was, will she be evicted or will she receive the money that she needs before January 31st?
Well, I would tell you if I heard it, but I heard no in terms of you being evicted.
Oh, good. So no eviction.
I
think
need
you'll be okay.
raise.
I tell you, we've had this card come up now 3 times. So I guess your operation's going to go well also.
The healer.
The healer.
They can't evict people.
And that's what.
Yeah, they can't evict you.
And that's what I've done.
Oh, you're healing yourself.
That's what I've done since I'm 4. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I've done since I'm 4 years old on my grandma's feet. I started as a hands-on healer, and I turned 60, and I want to very much. I turned 60, born 1960, and I'm a 60s activist. Woohoo!
Really? And you're not going to get evicted because I don't know what state you're in, but at least in New York, you can't get evicted.
Where are
It's
you?
California, and
I don't think you can be evicted
I'm
in
most
California
concerned
either.
No, sir, but we have until January 31st, and I do need to raise $20,000 so that because then they can after January 31st if you don't have every dime of back rent.
I think it's going to be extended because around that time, because there's astrologers that I watch also that I think are good, and everybody, we all agree and by February the recession in this country should be very apparent, and I think by January they'll know it's coming, and they're going to probably make the extension. I'm not saying you're obviously not lazing out, you're in the hospital or you're getting ready to do the thing, so I don't think you'll be evicted.
And good luck with your operation and everything, and happy birthday.
Thank you so very much, and rock on, you bad mama jammas.
That's us.
Thank you.
Okay, love you.
Love you
Bye.
too.
All right, I think Monte and Amy, if you need to go at 1:45, we need to.
Yeah, we have an appointment for our eyes, so we can't fool around with your eyes.
So,
no, don't ever fool around with your eyes.
So, Lauren, I think this is when we say thank you to everybody for being here.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have much fun to
Get to
do
your
all.
questions.
We'll be back next week.
We'll be here. So I apologize again if we missed you, but I have them all in the chat. So we'll be
Thank you all.
Bye, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you.
We're out of here.
Bye.
Oh, another hand. There it is. The hand of Harry.
I'm out of here.